Yeah, I decided to come back. Enjoyed sharing so much about myself. Figured I'd keep going until somebody could steal my identity. So a little bit fun fact about myself. I am originally from New York, and I'm also half white guy, half Puerto Rican. So I'm new white trash. Don't speak any Spanish though. It was a big disappointment for most people when they find that out. I learned enough to pass Spanish 1. So if you ask me how I'm doing in Spanish, I can nail that. I got it. But unfortunately, it does disappoint, especially old Spanish women, because it comes out almost instinctively, where they go, "Oh, ¿cómo estás?" And I go, "Oh, estoy bien, you too?" And it's the "you too" that gets me every time, because they go, "Oh, he knows Spanish. Oh, this nice little white boy knows Spanish. Why don't we speak to him for a little bit?" But you know, old ladies, they don't really get people to talk to them in the first place, so an old lady that only speaks Spanish, that's a double whammy for them. So they get excited, and they start going off, and I'm going, "Oh boy, I'm about to bring a whole lot of disappointment to your life." But I asked my grandparents, I said, "Why did you guys never teach me Spanish? I grew up with you guys." And they said they didn't want me discriminated against. Yeah, I don't know. But I guess a little background with New York, it might give some clarity. New York City is known as like a global melting pot. In reality, New York's more like a piggy kid's dinner plate. Nothing can touch. You can all exist on the same plate, but everybody's got their own zones. God forbid the black beans touch the yellow rice. I originally wrote that and said white rice, but I felt like that was too iffy. But New York, you've got it set up. You've got the Spanish in the Bronx. You've got Africans in Brooklyn. We put all the Italians on Staten Island. And Chinese, you got Chinatown. And if you don't fit nicely into one of those categories, pick whichever looks closest to you is basically how New York works. The most diverse is probably Queens. And my grandfather worked his butt off, and he said, "You know what? The Spanish neighborhood is not the nice neighborhood. I want to put my family in a place that looks really nice." So he's like, "I want to move into Queens," and the nice neighborhood in Queens happened to be the Italian neighborhood. Because while it's diverse, they still break it up by neighborhoods. They didn't want them there, so they fought. And so fast forward to me, I come around, and they didn't want me playing with any of their kids. So my mother got mad. She started talking smack. She goes, "My son's whiter than your son." And they said, "That's the problem. He looks Irish." So the other half of me, the white guy, never really knew because my dad just never cared. He's like, "Yeah, we're mostly German. Our last name's French, and look at you. So we're probably Irish too." So my sister got tired of guessing. So she said, "All right, take one of these 23andMe tests." And I don't know if you've ever taken one of those, but it gives like a whole breakdown when it comes back, and it says like, "Oh, what your overall percentage is," and it was pretty accurate. It's German. The concerning part was on the next page, because as we flip it over, it gives you a map, and that map looked like the German World War II invasion strategy. It just started in Germany and just spread from there. So it turns out I'm half Puerto Rican, half German occupation. All right. Next week, I'll share my first dog's name. All right, thank you guys. That's my effort.